If you're looking for a new level of growth or you are starting out in real estate, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to tell you the 7 things I would do if I had to start over. I had an interesting email come to me this past week. It was an agent that is actually an existing agent in one market that is moving to a new market and was asking, what would you do if you were dropped into a new market and you had to start over? I began to think about this, and I began to think about maybe some of the things that I would do. And really all of this applies whether you're a brand new agent, whether you're an agent that's moving into a new market, or maybe even if you're in an existing market but you're wanting to move into a different area of the market you're already in. So what I want to do today is I want to break down these 7 things that I would do. The first thing I would do is I would make a database of every single person I knew that was in that area. Who is it that I knew that was a family member, a friend, someone that an acquaintance, someone that I'd met? I would begin to immediately build out the database of every single person that I knew in that area so that I could have a foundation in place that I could begin to add value to a certain group of people. What it does is it does a couple things. It gives you the ability not only to start with a foundation, but these are people that maybe they may not even do business with you, but as long as you're top of mind, the opportunity may come for them to send you a referral. Build out your database first, and then we can begin to grow. The second thing I would do is I would preview houses. I would get to know the market. I would become the expert in the marketplace on everything that's coming on the market, that's currently on the market, that's sold recently, so that I would understand the data, that I could communicate it in a way that when I do get these opportunities, because you're going to get these opportunities, that I would have the ability to really to speak into some value to those folks about what's truly going on. Unless you see the properties, you can't give a great idea of exactly what it is that you're looking at and how it compares to other properties. Get out there, understand the market, see properties, and that gives you the ability that when the opportunity comes, you're ready for it. The third thing I would do is I would begin to call those folks in my database and see if I could add value to them. Now that you've got a foundation, you've got your database in place, now that you understand the market a little bit and you've seen some properties, now's our chance to start beginning to have those conversations with those people we already know, so that we don't just know them, now we're just at a place where we're talking to them about real estate, we're checking in on them, we're giving them some understanding of what's going on. It begins to give in their mind the understanding that you're not just there, you're there as an agent and you're there to add value. Gives you the ability to receive those referrals we talked about a little bit before, and when you make the calls, all of a sudden you uncover things that you didn't realize were available. Number 4 is host an open house. And you may be saying, but I'm new in the market, I don't have any listings. Ask an agent in your office that's a listing agent if they have any properties that you might be able to hold an open house for them. It gives them the ability to add value to their seller. Also, it gives you the ability to get face-to-face with some people, that gives you an opportunity to find some buyers and possibly some neighbors that live around that are curious about what their home's value is in relation to the one that is now on the market. Add value to those agents. Become the person that gives them the ability to really share the details with their seller in a very easy way. That's very easy. So if you do get the opportunity to host an open house for another agent, here's a couple things I would do. First thing I would do is I would make sure that I sent them an email immediately after you had the open house that's easy for them to just copy and paste and send to their seller. That email needs to say, we had 7 couples come through the house, or whatever it is, 7 people that came through the house. These people were interested in this. 3 of them were neighbors, 2 of them were looky-loos, and 2 were actually looking to purchase a house. The feedback we received on the positive side was this, this, and this. The feedback we received on some things we could improve on was this, this, and this. You see, when you give those details in a way that's easy for that agent then to forward them on, makes the agent look better to their seller, you're going to get more opportunities to host open houses. Open houses are face-to-face communication with people that are active in the market, that have enough interest to stop by a house, change their schedule, and come into a house to take a look around. This is a great way for you to begin to build some personal relationships face-to-face. Number 5 is circle prospect with specific buyers' needs. Now, you may be saying, well, I'm new in the market, I don't have buyer needs. I promise you, if you'll go to one of the top agents and say, do you have a buyer that you haven't been able to find a certain house for that's looking in a certain neighborhood? They're going to say, yes, I've got this couple that is looking in this neighborhood and we just can't seem to find anything that's on the market. Well, what I would say is take that opportunity and say, if you don't mind, I'd love to make some calls for you. Utilize that buyer as some bait for you to find opportunities to list some properties. This is what this looks like. Let's say that person person says, I have this buyer that's looking in this neighborhood. Get the list of those owners in that neighborhood and begin to call them. It's simply something like this. Hi, this is Jimmy Burgess with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Just wanted to give you a call. We actually have a buyer that specifically wants to be in your neighborhood. I'm just calling to check and see if you've heard of any of your neighbors that might consider selling. You don't even have to ask them about them selling their place. They'll tell you. Or you call and you just say, I have this buyer that missed out on this opportunity in this neighborhood, and we're doing everything we can to see if we can find them a home. Have you heard of any of your neighbors that might consider selling? Have the details about the activity level that's been happening in the neighborhood. Be able to add value to that owner, and I promise you're going to uncover some opportunities. So I would start by circle prospecting with a very specific buyer need, and it's going to generate some things that you may not have realized were out there that you can move forward with and grow your business. Number 6 is document your journey on social media. Let me just say this. If you've moved into a new area, one of the best ways to get exposure is to begin to utilize social media to document your journey of knowing and learning about this new market. When you do this, this can be used by Instagram stories. It can be posts on Facebook. It can be posts or reels on Instagram. What you're doing when you do those things is you're documenting the fact that you're seeing new houses. As you begin to see those new houses, as you hashtag those items like whatever city it is, homes for sale, or moving to whatever city it is, all of a sudden now you begin to get a following. You begin to have people sharing those with their friends, and now you're beginning to build a social media network that gives you opportunities to do business. Don't sleep on the fact that if you'll document your journey, if you'll show the things you're seeing, that people will begin to be drawn towards you and your business will grow. The 7th thing that I would do if I was dropped into a new market or had to start over is I'd work harder than anybody else. I don't know any way to say this. I wish I could give you a shortcut on how to grow your business, but ultimately, hard work pays off. If you're the one making the most calls in your office, if you're talking to the most people, if you're having the most opportunities on listing appointments, if you're the one that's adding the most value to the marketplace, your business is gonna grow. It just is a matter of, it's an if-then. If you make and have a certain number of conversations, then you will have a certain number of transactions. Every single time that I've met a top producer, they have been at one point in their career the hardest person working at their brokerage. If you're looking for massive results, take massive action. Work always works. So again, if you're looking to grow your business to a new level, you're dropping into a new market, or you're a brand new agent, take these 7 steps and I promise your business is going to grow. Hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.